Hey guys, we just want to welcome you to our first MJYG wake up call on a Monday. Welcome to the MJYG TV channel.
Yeah, we're sort of trying something new here, and not quite sure what we want to call this. We've kicked around a few different names. We thought about calling it the wake up call. That's why it's on the board. It's so hard to point to things on camera.
It's the opposite.
Yeah,
It's weird.
it's on the board. We were going to call it the wake up call, and then it was like, let's call it MJYG TV, maybe Yeti Tube. I don't know.
Who
Maybe
knows?
you guys decide. You can pick what.
Just watch it. That's all we care about.
Watch
really.
it, and if you want to name it, you can name it if you like a name. Or if you got a brand new name, bring it up. But anyway, we want to try to make something every Monday to get us all a little bit more connected. We're all pretty separated right now. So this is a good way for us to bring people together, break the ice, elation, and we'll try our stupid pun. Thank you. But we'll try our best to tell you what we've got going on week to week. So this should be fun.
Absolutely.
Speaking of fun, last night's Hippo performance was fun, and I think it kind of broke the church internet. I've actually got a video that I wanted to share with you guys, like a little compilation of the Hippo song. So, all right. Look at all the joy.
Happy to see it just wasn't the kid.
Oh man,
Nice.
Kids of all ages. How did we survive the coronavirus outbreak of 2020? The Hippo song.
Amen.
It's just what the world needed. Exactly. So that was fun. And I think we promised a big announcement today.
We promised it a couple of times.
Yeah,
actually.
we were good at breaking promises.
We're sorry about that.
Yeah. But what we wanted to do now is a segment that we're calling No Everyone Stampede. So this little segment, I don't know if it'll be a week-to-week thing or not, but of course, in typical MJYG fashion, if you're familiar with who we are and what we do, we used to take a trip to the Dixie Stampede with our juniors and seniors every year or every other year, and which is like the cheesiest show ever. And they got the cowboy that does like a rhyme and then says "Everyone Stampede" and makes jokes. So we'll make a stupid little pun, then we'll reveal the big news. So are you guys ready? Are you ready?
Let's do it.
You pretend like you've never heard this before? Okay, so howdy folks, it's time to see who the next youth guy is gonna be. Now everyone stampede. So stomp your feet and clap your hands. The new youth guy is Christian Friends.
Hey!
Almost said Fraser Friends. That would have been fun too. So some of y'all know Christian, but we are so excited for Christian to get started here. A Mount Juliet youth group alum, and he's a great guy. He's grown a lot, and I want to show you a little interview that we did, Christian and I had, about his job and what he's been up to in his life. There's a lot going on with Christian.
Absolutely.
So check this out. Christian Friends here with me, our newest and probably most familiar youth ministry in residence, youth minister in residence that we've ever had. You guys probably know him. Christian, hello.
Hello, how are you?
Hello. I'm good, man. I'm good. Hey, you got some big news. Tell us your big news. Really bigger than the news of the job. Tell us about what happened in the last couple of days with you.
Yeah, on Thursday I got engaged to Abby Sewell.
Hooray. He liked it, so he put a ring on it.
That's right.
Good. Good. Tell us about it. Like let's gush a little bit. Tell us about how you did it. How'd you propose?
Okay, so obviously things have been kind of crazy the past couple of weeks. So I had to change my plans kind of last minute. So we changed. Originally I was going to have kind of a private engagement and then have everybody over at her parents' house. So we we're going to have a big party and stuff afterwards. And then we got to that week and they were like, school is canceled on Friday. And so I kind of threw that plan out because that was the last week that everybody would be together. I mean, a lot of people were leaving Thursday. So I had already told her that we were kind of going to go out for our 1 year anniversary date type thing. And so had all that in the background planned, which she didn't know what the actual plan was the whole time. But um, we show up. I told her that the plans had changed because of the virus. So the virus gave me a good excuse. And so we showed up at this lady's house. Her name is Linda Sue. She's awesome. She's an older lady that we know from Freed. And so we went out to her house and we got outside like 30 minutes later than usual. And she's like, wow, there's still a ton of people here. And so we got there. She's like, it's kind of weird. I don't hear anybody. And then we got inside and everyone was outside. And so we walk outside and she got to see everybody.
How many people were talking? What do you think?
I bought 80 flowers and we didn't have enough for everybody. So a little over 80 people probably.
Awesome.
So it was good. All of our friends got to be there and they were lined up off her porch. And everyone kind of made an archway with the flowers for us to walk down through. And then both of our parents were there. And so we walked all the way down to this dock that she has on her property on this little pond. And so we sat out there and pulled everything out. I pulled out a flower that looked like kind of the same arrangement that I got her a year ago when I asked her to be my girlfriend. And so pulled that out with this book of pictures. And then finally pulled out the ring and proposed on the dock. And she said yes. So
okay, that's close one. Yeah,
good. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So this is a version of Christian Friends that maybe you guys have not seen. The smitten and in love and now engaged Christian. Hey, I didn't ask permission for this, but I just found out that Abby is there. Can we see the ring?
Yeah, here, Abby, bring the ring over.
Yeah, say please.
Please.
There you go.
If you want.
Okay. I'll just sit here.
You don't have to take it off. She just wants to be on the camera. She can. Hi, Abby. Congratulations. That's awesome. Very cool. Very cool. Well, Christian, you did well.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Abby, thank you. Thanks so much. I'm so excited for you and happy engagement. Is that what you say to people? I don't know.
I guess so.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, Christian, some people know your story, know who you are, but you do have a pretty cool story of how you kind of intersected, how our lives intersected at Mount Juliet. And so, quickly, just kind of recap how we first met you. I think that's a story worth telling for people that haven't heard it before.
Yeah, absolutely. So it was probably around spring retreat time. So I guess probably around this time, my freshman year of high school. And we were sitting up, me and Spencer Flew Allen had been friends for a few years. Then we met in middle school. We were sitting at lunch and he invited me to this retreat. And I was like, I've never really been on one of these retreats. So I showed up to the retreat, not being in a church building for a really long time. First time kind of showing up, especially to a church event, and just kind of showed up at this retreat and fell in love with the people. There was a lot of really cool people there and a lot of really friendly, loving people. And so I just kind of showed up in this place that was so loving and inviting. And so instantly kind of fell in love with this group of people. Not so much with the church stuff to start off the bat, but I really loved the people, and I could tell something was different. So I started coming every week. And the next week, I think, it was either the next week or that second week, Patrick and Fraser came with me on a Wednesday night. So we started showing up on Wednesday night, and then I started riding with the Welches to church on Sunday, and just kind of snowballed until we got to July. And then in July, it was time for our stateside mission trip. And I really wanted to go. And so I remember I was signed up to go, and I signed up late, but I really wanted to go. And so we sat down in your office and we went over the Bible study that was going to be used on the trip. And just kind of sitting there, realized that I was not a Christian. And so I became a Christian that day, in two ways at that point, I guess. And so then the next day, I guess the rest was kind of history. About a month later, Patrick and Fraser followed, and then a few years later, my dad followed suit, and so we've all kind of been there since. And so it's been a pretty cool ride.
Amazing. That's an amazing story. Yeah, that's funny. I remember you were signed up to go on that retreat and or not retreat, on that mission trip. And there's a policy, and it's a good policy that our elders have of, if you're going to like tell people about Jesus, you need to be a Christian. And I remember talking to Mike Kibbe, who ran that trip at the time. I was like, I got it. And so we talked, and we set up a Bible study, and you're right, the rest is history. And God has written a beautiful story um,
Hmm.
in your life. And so I'm thankful for that, and I'm really thankful that it didn't just end in high school. You
Yeah.
continued to grow and went away to college. Went to Freed Hardeman, made some good friends there, and hung with it. And your faith has grown, and you've done some youth internships,
Hmm.
and now getting to do something that I think you're pretty excited about, getting to come back home. And so, um, let's talk about a little bit about coming home. When you think about the youth group here, what's a memory that really sticks out in your mind?
Um, this one took a little more thought. Obviously, there's a ton of memories that I can remember. Obviously, that first stateside campaign was huge. Um, it was crazy, um, and it was so long ago, and yet it wasn't so long ago. And I just remember that trip was the first time I led a prayer in front of a group of people, and it was terrifying, and it was exciting as well. And I just remember sitting in that stairwell outside of the auditorium, and we sang for about an hour. And then at the end, you stood up and said, "All right, Christian friends, you want to lead us in a prayer?" And my original thought was absolutely not, but I said yes instead. I just remember that was really awesome, and one of those moments where it was like, if I'm going to do this, it's all of this. It's not just part. And so that memory is really special. And then there's obviously a ton of goofy memories and things that I remember as well. But that's more of the spiritual side of the memory that helped me really take it on.
Very cool. All right, man. You graduating in May.
Hmm.
Um, are they having a graduation? Have they pretty much canceled that? Have they
I seriously doubt it. I think if anything, we'll probably walk either late, like August or something, when it's all over. Or,
they'll mail you the diploma, I guess, and
yeah,
that's, I guess, the most important thing.
yeah,
You'll get the piece of paper that says you did it, and
that's right.
and so kind of coming here to the end of senior year, just like a lot of people, you're looking for a job, and there's an opportunity at Mount Juliet that's coming along, and there's a lot of jobs you could have taken,
Hmm.
but why this one? Why is this youth program special to you?
Well, obviously, this is kind of where it all started for me, and that was really big. And just finding a place where I could really grow as a minister early on. And a lot of young ministers, they go to a place that's usually um, maybe not the best place in the world for them. And so I wanted a place that would help me grow, because you go to school for so long, but I don't really have all of the answers, and not that you ever have all the answers, but having a place that has such a good team, like Mount Juliet, that's the big thing. And some of the other places that I was looking at, I was just like, there has to be a good team in place because I don't want to just get thrown out there. And so just the comfort of knowing there are so many more wise people around, that I don't have to have all those answers, and that I can grow in this time and really push myself to these boundaries is what kind of made me go, this is probably the place for me.
Mm. I like what you said there. When you have more wise people around you, you're less likely to do stupid things. I speak from experience. If you have good people around you, they can help make you look better, and they cover up your mistakes better sometimes. And so I'm looking forward to working with you and seeing you grow here at Mount Juliet. Okay. I think this one is kind of interesting because you've been at Freed Hardeman, and Um, I don't know that our students, when they're in school, really can see the reputation that the youth program has at Mount Juliet, and I don't know if you can explain that to a kid in the youth group very well. But I think at Freed Hardeman, um, I think some people kind of think certain things when they think about our youth program or think about our youth group, and 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 so I guess I just wanted to ask you to speak to that. Maybe for a kid in the youth group right now that doesn't understand what people say about their youth group and why it's special, because it's special to you when you're in school, but
Mhm.
you're a part of something that other people know something about. So what can you tell them? How can you help explain that to them?
Yeah, so the reputation is really big, and people obviously know the name, which is really weird. But you don't really know what you're missing until, for me, until I started visiting other places around, or until my friends started talking about the way that they grew up, and they're just like, "I know Mount Juliet, you guys got to do all of this stuff," and there's just a lot of really cool opportunities that other people don't have. Like the big one I remember at high school, we had a few months where like there was 15 of us from Mount Juliet that got to eat together at lunch. And some youth groups they don't get that. Some youth groups have 15 people in it. Some people have less, and so you miss out on these opportunities to have these friendships that other people don't get to have. You have these Christian groups around you all of the time, and so you get that reputation. When we went off to school, a lot of us, when you would say, "Well," they'd ask where you're from Mount Juliet, and they'd be like, "Are you from Mount Juliet Church of Christ?" I was like, "Yeah, that's where I worshipped." And so there's just a connection, and everybody really knew everybody at Freed. And you're like, "Well, isn't that where Emily Arnold and Caitlin Stevens go?" A lot, or Julie Beth Flew Allen was there before us. And so you get these names that get dropped of people, and even like past interns and stuff. They had all these reputations on campus, and so they were just like, "Oh, so you were from where Austin Oakley interned last summer, or from where Nathan Diller was," and so it's just really cool to have those connections when you got to school. Like people knew who you were, just based on people that had been there and people that knew stuff about the youth group even before we got there, which was just crazy and weird.
And then they meet Ethan Buckner,
Yeah, and then they met Ethan Buckner.
and they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry, you were in the youth group with Ethan Buckner."
Exactly. No,
No,
we found him. He's all right.
I love it. I love it. Hey, Christian, we're looking forward to having you. Any kind of final thoughts? Anything you're looking forward to? Anything you want to say here at the end?
Yeah, I mean, I'm really excited to be home. I know that home is really different, and I kind of got a feel for that this winter. When you look around the youth group and you see similar groups of people, but the people in those groups have obviously changed. 4 years is not a long time, but it's a really long time when you think about a youth group and the way that things have changed. When you think about the sixth and seventh and eighth graders that were just so little when I left, and then I come back and they're kind of the leaders of the youth group. I'm really excited to get to know those people in a whole new light, and then also just get to meet those new people who weren't there. So I'm excited to see what things look like now and get started. Not too far away. I'm excited.
Good. You go away for you go away for one semester, and then you come back and you're like, who are these people?
Mm,
You've been gone a lot of semesters, and now you're coming back, and there's probably going to be a whole lot of who are these people that
yeah,
you're going to have to be
definitely.
doing. But Christian, I want you to know I'm so proud of you. It's amazing how God has been a part of your story, and the way you've allowed Him to write some pretty amazing parts. Um, from getting a chance to meet you because one of our kids invited you. Your story has a great beginning, and I'm glad it's continuing to be written. I'm thankful for the way that you've grown in college, and I'm proud. I feel like this is an opportunity that where you didn't just happen upon it. You've earned it, and I'm thankful for how hard you've worked. And your story's great, and I'm thankful that we get to continue to help you grow. And I'm really proud of you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
excited to be back.
All right, guys, we're just going to give you a little bit of a rundown on what's going on this week, and we're really looking forward to all of this, and we know it's going to be difficult not being in person, but we have some really awesome, fun stuff planned that we can do online with each other. So, obviously, how does this work? Here we go. We just had our wake-up call with Blaine. I am Blaine. He is Philip. And then we've got a 1 p.m. Zoom middle school Bible study. And we'll be sending out the class code for that pretty soon, so just watch out for that. But if you're a middle schooler and you like to study the Bible with us, this is in place of our Sunday morning class. Some of you guys asked us if we were going to be having class yesterday. We're going to have class on Monday because we can right now. So
Sure,
that's Monday.
And it'll be a cool time. Usually on Sunday mornings, one of us is in with the middle school or the high school and not the other. So I'm excited that Blaine and I will both be in the same room.
Absolutely.
With all of you guys who are maybe not in the same room per se, but on the same,
Absolutely.
what would you even say that? Same wavelength?
Yeah, something like that. We're going to be together.
Together somehow.
There we go.
That leads us to Tuesday. Tuesday at 10 a.m., we kind of teased this last week, but there will be a time of meditation and exercise, like yoga and meditation on Tuesdays at 10 with Lacey and Laura. And here's a little video promoting that.
Hey girls, just wanted to tell you a little bit about our new class that Lacey Haynes and I are starting on Tuesday. It's going to be a Tuesday at 10 a.m. It's going to be a yoga and meditation class. Lacey is a certified yoga instructor, and she's going to lead us through the yoga practice, and then I will be leading us through some just guided meditations, just all geared to help us release stress that our body might be holding on to and to meditate more on God's Word. It's going to be great no matter if you're new to the yoga practice or if you've been doing it for a while. Come. There's a place for everyone here, and it's going to be fun. We will supply the Zoom link in the next few days, and you'll know how to join us that way. All right, we can't wait to see you. Bye.
All right. Then at 4:30 on Tuesday, we got man stuff with Sean and Tyler. I'm looking forward to seeing what those guys come up with, and hopefully don't burn their houses down.
You say looking forward, I'm terrified.
I am. That's more accurate. Yeah, I'm pleasantly terrified.
Yeah,
I'm excited about it. So, and that kind of leads to Wednesday. Wednesday, we will once again be tuning into youth ministry, like a pizza tree. Where is it? Oh, right here. And that's where at 7:00 on Wednesday, we will join in on Facebook Live or on Instagram Live, and you can watch the Bible lesson brought to you by Jody Marble this week as we talk about faith in the midst of chaos. And so I'm looking forward to hearing that. And then following that, we'll have Cocoons via Zoom. So Kazooms is what we're calling them. And we'll get the links to send out to everybody so that you guys can tune in once again. That went really smoothly last week, so looking forward to that. And that takes us to Thursday. Thursday at 1 p.m. we will have high school Bible study, and also a little breaking news segment here. We have a new appearance to the schedule. Didn't even make it onto the whiteboard. It is called Painting with Caitlin. If I guess we want to make it rhyme more. Painting with Caitlin. Sounded like Albert England said it a little bit. Painting with Caitlin.
Which is going to be awesome. And Caitlin Harris.
She's a very talented artist.
Yeah, she is. And she's going to be doing some painting with you guys.
Yeah, get your little Bob Ross wig on.
It's mandatory.
Paint some happy trees. It's going to be good. So check this out. She made a video telling you what supplies you need and all that stuff.
Hey guys, on Thursday I'm going to be sharing a short painting tutorial with you. We're going to be painting this really simple landscape picture of a lake with some trees behind it and a pretty sky. And I'm going to really encourage you not to focus on the product, what you're painting, but to focus on the process, because art is just a really great way to take your mind off of things, to feel calm in the storm, and just to focus on God's peace and God's calmness when everything around us is chaotic like it is right now. So here's what you're gonna need for Thursday.
you will need some watercolor paints. You don't have to have anything fancy. You can just use the little Crayola paint sets that most people have. You can use real watercolor paints if you have them. This is Winsor Newton watercolor paint. You will need a wide paintbrush and a fine tip paintbrush. You will need some painter's tape or masking tape. You will need some white gouache or acrylic paint to do the little highlights on the water. You're going to need some watercolor paint, watercolor paper. And this is important because just regular paper is not strong enough to hold up to the paint. So try to get something that actually says watercolor paper on it. This is Arches 100% cotton paper, but you don't have to get anything that's that expensive. Just get something that is normal watercolor paper. And then you will need some paper towels. If you can't find paper towels because of, the craziness that we live in right now, you can just use a regular old kitchen towel that you don't mind getting some paint on. Oh, and you will need a jar with some water in it to rinse out your brushes in. So I hope that you can join me on Thursday, and I'll see you soon. Stay well. Bye.
And finally, I'm excited, the last little breaking piece of news here. I'm excited next week, the return of Youth Group Huddle will be coming back. So if you remember that, those were little kind of thought for the day each morning that we had high school students share, where they share maybe their favorite scripture and why it was meaningful to them. And that'll be happening, the plan is, Monday morning for those to start coming out again. So something else to look forward to there. Hey, hope you enjoyed this little segment. Let's do one more cool thing before we go.
Absolutely. So, Christian Franz, now that we've announced he's going to be the new youth minister in residence, we are so excited for Christian and that he's going to have the opportunity to get to know you guys so much better. And we want to blow up his phone with excitement right now. So Christian's number is going to be right there. There you go.
615-500-4519. Blow it up.
Text that man and tell him how excited you are that he's going to be coming here to work with you guys.
Or tell him how excited you are that Fraser's going to be working with us.
You get to choose.
Yeah, it's up to you. Hey guys, we're looking forward to seeing you soon. It's going to be fun hanging out this week. See you.
See you guys.